scrappy friends, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am just showing you the crazy stitching that I have done in this background. Sorry for the awful lighting. You will see the shadows move further and further and further as I continue through this layout. So I cut a crazy design on my silhouette cameo using the whole cutting feature thingy on the cameo, and then spent probably about 2 days stitching the background. I just used all 6 threads of DMC thread, floss, whatever you guys like to call it. And I am using the Wild Heart collection mostly. There are a few bits and bobs. Heidi Shine, is it Pineapple, I think it's called, in there as well. This is the August kit from Kitaholics Kits that I am using. So this layout is really quite simple. I let the stitching sort of do most of the talking, because even though it's white on white, the craziness of the directions of all the threads and things is quite eye-catching, for want of another word, and I think that is distracting enough without having too much other bits and bobs going on. So I originally cut that gorgeous pineapple strip. I say pineapple because that's the collection it's from. That beautiful hexagon, all rainbow coloured strip, because I was going to put that across the bottom of the page, and I still am, but I decided that my photos needed a little bit more. So I had previously matted them in white, which I pretty much do with every photo, as you now know. But I decided, it needed a little bit more going on. So I've now matted it in that gorgeous blue and green, teal and navy coloured paper as well, the Wild Heart paper. And that is just beautiful. And I think that was perfect, having that sort of darker colour to then offset it before putting it onto the nice brights of that strip of paper. So, unfortunately, if I was going to do this again, I would cut that strip of paper just a teensy bit wider, like a centimetre. But it's totally fine. Works as it is. I wasn't going to go and cut another piece and, well, not waste it. I would have used that for something else, and waste it. I was happy with the way it was. I decided it needed a little bit of, dimension or texture happening. So I just folded up those bottom 2 corners, and side note, how gorgeous is the B side of that paper? Love that. I will get to use that later. This is my problem with this particular sheet of paper. I certainly need more than one copy of this piece of paper in particular. I love it. I'm finding as I'm doing layouts with this kit, I just want to use that paper for everything. And then it's going to run out. So I definitely need another sheet of that. But anywho, I decided it needed a little bit of texture, so I folded up those corners, and then I'm going to stick that down along the bottom. I deliberately didn't stitch all the way to the very bottom of the page. I knew in my brain that I was going to put my photos all the way across the bottom, but I wasn't quite sure exactly how. So unfortunately, I do end up covering a reasonable amount of my stitching, but them's the breaks, kid. Can't plan everything 100%. I'm not too fussed about it, so moving on. I then grab my little tiny attacher and just staple those little corners, because I think that's cute. And then popping up my photos, which I always do, of course, just to add a little bit of dimension, because of course the whole purpose of the scrapbook layout is really to be about the photo, and the prettiness of all the decorations and stuff is the added bonus. So I want to make sure that my photos are a focal point there that your eye is being drawn to. So sticking those down. For those of you playing along at home, the time of this recording is 12 days until baby's due date. So by the time this goes up, it's probably closer to 10. So feeling rather ginormous at the moment, but not too bad apart from that. Everything else seems to be going well. Little man seems to be coping with the impending arrival okay. So we'll wait and see. I did remember, sorry, I'm back to my layout now. I did remember that I actually got the beautiful Paige Evans Pink Paislee collection sticker book in a previous kit, and I'd put it into my stash. So I quickly grabbed that because I knew that they had a couple of sort of crafty pens, pencils, stationery type stickers in it. Turns out I'd used a lot of those, which that's fine, but I did still have a couple. So I decided I'd break away from the Wild Heart collection in this kit and use these stickers because they went with the theme. But I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted to use them, where I was going to place them. So I thought they would be easier to use as ephemera pieces as opposed to sticker pieces. So I'm just matting those onto white scrap and then cutting around them, just so that I can actually move them and place them and put them where I feel like they should go. So once I finished cutting all those out, sorry for that terrible editing. I'm not sure why it jumped so much just then. But anywho, I now am much happier to have those as sort of card pieces so that I can fiddle with them a little bit. Even though I have a pretty good idea of how I want them to be, I think it's still nice to be able to play with them. Because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stick them flat. Because they'll be sticking on top of the stitching, I think they might end up being popped up on foam as well. So I'm now just having a look through the Wild Heart collection. I had already emptied the ephemera out on the table so that it was in my face. And I'd sort of pulled out a couple of pieces that I thought looked cool. Because it is quite tropical and I suppose holiday-y, I knew a lot of it didn't really match this particular layout, so that it was quite easy to push quite a bit aside. So I decided with my heading that I really wanted the word scrapbooking because that's what the little man is doing. So my cameo just managed to cut this word out for me. Now I've left this in on purpose so that you guys can, if you can see, tell me what is going on with my cameo. Is this because my blade needs replacing or what? Because it didn't cut everything. So I'm assuming the blade needs replacing. But so many of you girls tell me that, oh, I've never replaced my blade ever and I use it all the time. I've replaced my blade like 3 times. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I tried to cut something else after this and it was just an absolute disaster. The blade would not glide, I suppose. I'm now just using scissors to fix up the bit that the blade wouldn't cut. And as I said, I'm sorry I kept it in, but it was just so you guys could see what I was dealing with. So maybe you could give me some tips. So I currently can't use my cameo at all because I think it needs a new blade, but I'm not 100% sure. Look, it is a really, really, really old one. Really old. But surely that doesn't mean the blade gets duller quicker than any other one. Anywho, I popped up. I'm back to my layout now. I'm sorry. I just go off on tangents. I popped up the title Scrapbooking Fun on foam. I think I even stuck down all of the ephemera while I was blabbing on and editing out bits and bobs. I stuck that up on foam as well. Put the same thread in the tag there. Little love hearts. So the love hearts are from the exclusive cut apart sheet that comes with the kit. And I'm almost done because, as I said, I really did want to keep it simple. The stitching sort of speaks for itself here, so I didn't want it to go too crazy. I do pop on a few diamantes because I love my little diamantes, but I have to be careful. I'm not sure this color is quite 100% right for this particular layout, so I have that one up there that I just put at the booking and it's not working for me, so it doesn't make the cut. It gets put back. It's just, not 100%, but anyway. And now I'm pretty much done. I do add some Heidi shine because, can't have a layout without Heidi shine. Or my date stamp, which I do an awful job of stamping, but I don't want to stamp it twice and make it even worse. So it's just going to stay as it is. I even probably because I rocked the stamp, but it's because it was going through the thread. I know, silly me. So now I'm popping on some gold and some navy Heidi Shine. The navy is such a gorgeous colour. Like, I know I probably shouldn't talk too much about the Heidi Shine, seeing as it's being discontinued, but it looks so black and dark in the bottle that it scares me. But when you actually splash it on, it's a gorgeous blue colour. So quite happy with that. So pop that on, and then that's my layout done. So here are some close-up photos just so that you can get a bit of a better idea of how A, that navy colour looks, but B, how I've popped everything up, really let the background and the stitching be itself, and away we go. So it's a nice simple layout. I hope you like it, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye.